Good afternoon and welcome everyone to the Uncensored live Q&A session. My name is Danny. I'll give you the webinar today. Before we will begin, as always, I would like us to go through a quick sound check to make sure that the chart here is visible and the sound is in a proper level. So please use the question section to comment that the sound is okay on your end, and then we can begin. Thank you, Caesar. Very good. Okay, Julia, thank you. Right, Shannon, okay. Right, so I will explain what will happen through this lovely presentation. Okay, what will happen in every step. We have the general agenda. This is, like I said, a live Q&A. So this is a live questions and answers webinar. You're more than welcome to ask whatever you want along the webinar. I will answer it accordingly. First, we'll take off with the previous questions, which are usually common questions from other webinars and from these previous webinars. We're going to go and review the question and then answer them, maybe in a linear range, maybe not. Then we'll have the dynamic questions, which, like I said, this is a huge gift. I don't know many other brokers who are given this wonderful opportunity to ask a question and see the answer on the screen, okay? And I see people raising their hands. There is no need, guys, there is no need to ask for a permission. I always say it in my webinars. When I see a question, I don't ignore it, okay? You can ask and I will get to it, I promise, and I will paste it down here. The third part is a bit more informative, okay? I'm just gonna share with you some links here to save you the trouble to find them by yourself. Could be useful, some nice content in here. Lastly, we'll have analysis as part of our, if we're not going to cover analysis through the questions that we're getting, you guys know the drill. So maybe we'll use the lovely examples here to understand how it works. Yeah, but I do think commonly there are questions here involving analysis. So this is why I'm saying it. It's also important to know that any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only. It should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or suggestion. Furthermore, this webinar is recorded. So even if you've missed a part, okay, you can still see it later on in our channel, okay, for your convenience, which is super useful. You don't have to understand things on the first time. Even though if there are things that are not fully comprehended, you're more than welcome to put it in the question section and I will recap if necessary. Okay, so I'm just gonna go for a few moments just to make sure that the webinar is recorded as it's supposed to be, and then we will begin. So I'll be right back. Thank you very much. Okay, it seems that we are prepared. We're gonna begin with, like I said, simply going through the questions here and see what we're gonna begin with. So the first one is how to identify consolidations areas. How to use Bollinger's band indicator. Whoever doesn't know what that means. Okay, how much money do I need to open? Okay, right, with NASDAQ, which is interpreted to just 1 unit, frankly. Is it possible to hit the take profit? Yes. The answer is yes. Okay, we're gonna see it on the chart. Does AvaTrade offering, okay, mentorship process? Maybe, and not exactly. We'll go through that, no problem. Let's take the first one. We're gonna land it in our lovely notepad and simply solve it here in the chart. How to identify consolidations area. Okay. Okay, before we take another step, I would like to mention that this platform that we're seeing now is actually through the browser. Okay, you don't have to download. It's not necessary to download or install anything. I'm simply logging into the website, and that's what I'm going to see. If I'm going to see something else, then that means that it needs to be applied either by the customer service, which are reachable. Well, if you're not going to see this interface, probably you're not going to see the button here at the left bottom corner. So you can just send an email to customer service through cs@avatrade.com, and they will apply it on your behalf, or your senior account manager, that, to be frank, for that matter, is also the solution for question number 5. Okay, now to carry on with the question, like I said, this is the web trader. Okay, we're not having a webinar about it now. I just wanted to mention it so people don't get confused. Some people are using MT4, MT5, and that's fine. But for the web trader, we are going to use to solve this question. Okay, so how to identify consolidations area. Let's begin with understanding just a little bit what is consolidations and areas, and what does that mean. Okay, so let's pick ourselves a nice asset. I don't recon anything consolidating here. Might look like it, but it's not. I'm not really convinced. Let's find something else, maybe from the commodities. Okay, cocoa, no, about that. Coffee is looking, not really, no. Okay, that's more like it. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, well, I guess so. This looks pretty nice. Yeah, sure. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, first of all, how is this even a consolidation area? Okay, we can all see that there are different levels from the price that it's at right now, 968.7. We can all see that it was below and above that price a couple of times. So how is this even consolidation? Okay, so we're gonna put two lines here. Okay, we're gonna add the price line here. So we're gonna go all the way to the right before the sell and the buy. Click here on the tiny arrow, fetching one of the price line, and simply place it on the chart. Leave now the you don't need to know how I'm placing it and how I am identifying it now, because I will explain it anyway. Okay, now we're just marking certain points. Okay, and we can see this is a very, very nice consolidation area. Okay, this marked between here and here, roughly, this is give or take my roof, I guess, right? So the consolidation area is defined by my white lines, and the pink lines at the bottom and the top can be my support and resistance. There are lower levels. As you can see, there is this nice level here, 858, and maybe we'll put this one a little higher. Okay, so those are support and resistance. Maybe this one a little lower. Okay. Yeah, so there are certain levels, certain support and resistance. Okay, support and resistance will simply be my roof and my bottom. Okay, that can be found in at any time frame. It's not hard to find. Obviously, if I'm looking at minutes, all right, so I'll have completely different levels. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, because if I'll step out, it's gonna look completely different. But the point here, guys, is that you can find, how can I mark it for you guys? Okay, no, that's nearly impossible. Oh, there we go. You see, it's nearly impossible. It's nearly I confused myself. It's very easy to find support and resistance and consolidations area in various time frames. But since it's easier to see it with days when I'm presenting it to you, so I'm using days, but you should know that this exercise can easily work on any other time frame, okay, no issues. We can see here that if I'm looking at those lines, let me step a little closer. Okay, if we're looking at 978.3 and at 930, for some reason it looks different, isn't it? Just a little There we go. Okay, we see that in here. Let's see if we can, there we go. There we go. Now we can see it much better. Okay, we can see that those levels are levels that palladium, we're looking at palladium, just to clarify, okay, who haven't noticed, palladium is one of the metals, desirable metals, similar to platinum, similar to gold, maybe. I could say that. It's a bit more exotic than gold, but whatever. And in this case, we identify consolidations area. How is this even? First of all, let's understand what this question is all about, because this question has a solution. How to identify? Okay, we identify, no problem. So what I just did is I looked at support and resistance, and I have took a price, this price, which is roughly 960. I don't know if you can see, but across that price, nearly every day since the, when was that? January till roughly here, right? I'm gonna move it down a bit, right? So 955. You see that let's make it, what are we gonna make it? Olive green, okay? You see this olive green, oh, it's difficult to see. Let's make it black. I'm gonna give you guys something easy to see, right? Let's go with the turquoise. Could be, yeah. You see how many times it went across that price nearly every day, from above and from below. How is this even help? How can I know? Okay, so this consolidation area is here, it's defined, I have times, I have levels, I have everything I need, to be honest. Okay, I identify the area. What now? How is this helping me in any way, right? So if I'm buying it, the price that it's at right now, let me clarify that. So by clicking, when I have many lines on the chart, sometimes I'm gonna lose the ray here showing me the price. I don't know if you can see it here in green, light green. Okay, if it goes down, it will turn red. Now, how can I, and if I have lost it, all I have to do is click sell or buy, and it's gonna show me the current price, my bid and ask, of course, okay? And then I see, okay, this right here, right now, is not a price, is not, maybe this is not, I'm not feeling secured to take a position now, right? Why? Because that's, oh, that became very colorful. Or we're gonna put them back, guys. Maybe we're just gonna leave two, right? I mean, I don't need the whole thing. It's just gonna confuse us. So let's give it this way. Just two is enough. And right now I'm looking at this position, and it seems there is no actual indication, right? I hope you guys can see what I'm showing you here. There is no clear indication if to buy or sell. If I'm buying, I see that my next station is approximately $10 away. Okay, so if I'm scalping, it might be useful, right? It might be useful. Oh, we have a nice gap here. Okay, but there is no actual reason for me to think it's gonna considerably break it up or down. Okay, I'm looking at those levels, it seems fine, but it doesn't seem justified. But if I'm looking at the consolidation area, maybe it could hint me about my potential entry, right? Because if I don't want to buy now or sell now, because I understand that $10 is not enough to what I want to achieve, okay? Or maybe if I want to sell, maybe it can still go up, or maybe it can still go down. If I sell, it can go up to here, logically, right? It's been there yesterday, and then I can lose money. If I sell, sorry, if I buy, okay, so I buy, maybe it's not gonna go all the way, maybe it's gonna turn around. You see it happen a couple of times. So what can I do? Anybody has a solution for that? It seems like it's not right in the middle, but it's pretty much in the middle. Okay, let's put the middle line in. 955 was it? Let's adjust it from here. Maybe just slightly higher. And mustard, okay. right? So if this is my middle sort of line, right, and we have the upper line and the bottom line, and we're looking at, this is, again, it's not in the middle, but it's not all the way up. Okay, let's agree on that. So what exactly, how is this picture even helping us to trade? Anybody has any idea? Frank, you're saying so you should buy at the bottom or sell at the top. Okay, Frank, well, what do you mean by that? Could be good, by the way, what you're saying. Could be excellent. What do you mean by so you should buy at the bottom or sell at the top? So, well, what does that mean? Buy at the bottom. Where is the bottom here? Where is the bottom here? I can also say that the bottom is here, right? 932. Excellent, excellent. So if this is the bottom, right? And what you're telling me is, Danny, if you're afraid to buy or sell here, you might as well wait for something to happen and only then take a position, right? Okay, so Frank, by the way, this is an excellent remark. So right now I could take advantage and say, okay, if it's here, I have three scenarios that I can see. It can either turn around now for some reason, I don't know, okay, or it can carry on up, or it can go down. But if it goes up or down, I have those some kind of support and resistance, okay, those boundaries of my consolidation area to tell me, Danny, you should know that those levels that have gotten the 980 and 932 mark are approximately capturing the consolidation area, which has been brought almost every day or a couple of days. Okay, so if we're going to cut an average, beside again those two segments, okay, beside in here, which was exceeded, I don't know if you can see it, right? You can see in a pink rectangle, you see that it was brought down below the consolidation area. It wasn't okay in the same range. In here and in here, it was still in the range. In here, it was still in the range. It brought up to the same level. Yeah, I think this is pretty much it. You see, but beside that segment, you see that it was across those levels. So I have a reason to believe that if I'm buying here, okay, or maybe a little higher, I have a reason to believe that if I'm buying here, it can potentially go up to that price, okay? It's not guaranteed that, as I said in the disclosure, things can go, let me just show you, right? Things can go remarkably different at any given time. But as long as it keeps going with the same pace and the same statistics, this can be to my favor, okay? And I can learn how to utilize it. Okay, I hope it makes sense. Anybody has any questions on that? Anybody has, it also could be that I'll take a buy here and it will go down. See what happened here? Okay, but again, we have stop loss and other ways to protect ourselves. Okay, for the sake of the discussion and the solution for this question, what I'm going to say is define certain support and resistance, mark a certain price, that the asset has gone through consistently above and below. Okay. Let's see if we can paste it. Do we have any questions, guys? This is such a light webinar. Nobody has asked anything so far. Anybody? Here to answer you your questions. Okay, let's put it this way. Shannon, you're asking if I can. Okay. Well, I don't know about the RSI because we have here another indicator, but I guess I can do it. Yeah, why not? So, but let's see because I can't be too sure. We need to we need to see how much time we have left. And then we'll see. But I'm gonna paste your question anyway. I'll just put it somewhere here. Yeah. Okay. This one came out smaller. Those are okay. Yeah. Thank you, Shannon, for the good question. Okay. You know what, Shannon? Why to use only the Bollinger Bands when I can show you the Bollinger Bands and the RSI, right? So let's let's open both. Let's open both. I think what we have applied here is probably, let's see, ATR. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that. Gonna put here Bollinger Bands. Let's also apply RSI. And okay, that looks fine. Okay, right. Let's also get rid of what we have here. Okay, so as you can see, the Bollinger Bands, the 941 is actually our center line. Okay, as you can see, this is approximately the price that Palladium has gone through if we're looking at an average. Okay, this is what was the average. Let's see how many candles it accumulates. Apparently 20. Let's change it to 30. Okay, just to show you the difference. Okay, now it accumulates more candles, and this is approximately the average price for the past 30 candles. Okay, the RSI that is showing us here is it's showing us if it's below 30, that means that it was oversold. If it's above 70, it means that it was overbought. Okay, now looking at this picture, it seems like we're pretty much in the range besides certain dates. One more thing I would like to clarify before we move on. Each candle can be defined by the time frame here, which I can click on the toggle and scroll up or down if I want to. And because we're looking at 1D, that means that every candle here is 1 day, right? Very, very simple. Now, how does that any help, right? How can we use it? Because right now when I'm looking at this picture, it seems like only in here it was oversold and then it jumped back up, okay? So this is, I think it's a little too colorful. I'm just gonna explain about the Bollinger Bands and then I'm gonna, then we can move on. Let's see if there's any justification. Oh, maybe here. Could be that there are certain areas to use the Bollinger Bands and the RSI, there are certain areas that they need to work together. And as you can see, there are no beside in here. Just a second. Here to here. Okay, you see that it was past the 70. In here, it was a little below. And in here, it was a little below the 30. That means, again, it was oversold, it was overbought. Just a second. Okay, in here, it was still in the range, which is fine. And in here, it was below the range. Okay. So as you can see, those areas in here, after it fluctuated up, okay, after it was very bullish, it went down quite considerably and continuously, okay, down to this point. And then we can see that it's still only in here, it passed the bottom band. And afterwards, we had two bullish candles. Now, I'm going to tell you a few things. A, this is also not a formula. It can help you adjust the position. It can help you adjust your entry and optimize your entry. But things can also happen differently, right? Not sure that I can show you with Palladium. I can show you that. Never mind, never mind. But the idea here is it lets you capture the Bollinger Bands, it lets you capture the tendency of how much the asset can move potentially, and then it can show you that if, for instance, you see right here, you see that it's, let's say that you're here as an example, and you see that it was exceeded the bottom area, it was exceeded the bottom band, then it has potential to reverse. Okay, this is what using the Bollinger Bands in RSI in this method is allowing you to do, to enjoy the reversal. Okay, maybe we can call it correction because we're relying on the average. What we want to do is we think, okay, if this is the average price and it's gone considerably low, maybe it has the potential to do what? What can it do after it? What's going to do? It can potentially go up back to the average. Okay, again, this is the same story as I have explained to you a minute ago with the consolidations area, just in the form of indicators. Okay, I just showed you maybe a little more primitive way, but it's okay. Okay, I hope it makes sense. Who asked me this? Okay. Oh, Shannon, you asked me about the RSI, right? It all comes down to the same thing. At the end of the day, those indicators, they allow you to enjoy potential reversal. Okay, I'll be honest with you, even if you learn how to analyze the shape of those candles, it might be helpful to identify potential reversal. Okay, at the end of the day, the signals are made, the candles are made, their shape is made out of the fluctuation that they had. Okay, and when we see a dragonfly candle here with a small head at the top and a big tail at the bottom, we can assume that the price couldn't sell anymore, that it was at this point. Otherwise, it could have gone lower than that. We have a question here from Seimong. How do I identify confirmation to set an order when the price touches the upper or lower band? I typically consider that as an area overbought. Sold and then set my entry when the price touches the line. However, I often encounter a situation where my stop loss are hit, and this is exactly Saumang as I have explained to you a minute ago. Look how nicely, just want to show you how nicely you can confirm. You see that, right? So if this was oversold, let's just take this one as an example, right? So if in here we see that it was oversold, okay, this area here, what do you think? And this is the price, this is the average price, right? So if I think about right here to be an entry, let's suppose that approximately 875 will be my pivot point, okay, and I'm planning to buy it 875, which is approximately 875 is in here. Okay, that means that first I want to see a bullish, and then after I see bullish, then I carry on with my trade. Okay, I open the position, let's suppose. Okay, now, and of course, if I do that, and I understand that the prior situation was oversold, okay, like you wrote here. By the way, I have to thank you for that question. Okay. And that means that my confirmation will be approximately here. My confirmation will be approximately here, because confirmation can be performed in a formation or by a single candle. I'll show you. No, we're not gonna find it here. No, that's not enough. Okay, and that those couple are also not enough. Never mind. The point here, confirmation can be performed by a structure. And that means that you're not obligated to take a position right away in here or in here. You can wait for something to occur and only then take the position. Furthermore, if you believe that it might be better to take a position as soon as it became bullish. You can also set something called execute when price hits. Primitive language, it was used to call, I think, a pending buy, right? When we have a pending buy here, and then it can go up, and you can in advance design your stop loss and take profit and say if it exceeded below the 864, I want to close it. Okay, and then it's going to launch the position in here, and if it goes down, it will be triggered by the stop loss. Okay, and if it goes up to here, I can say my take profit will be 935, let's say. Oh, what did I do? It needs to be 975. There we go. Are we with a buy? Something here doesn't make sense. 875. There we go. And that makes pure sense. Very good. Very good. Okay, so as I showed, you have to pick where you're planning to enter, and it can be either if you want to enter here, that's fine. If you're waiting for confirmation and you want to enter somewhere on the trend, that's also fine. It's really up to you to decide. But if you use here the RSI to show you that it was oversold, it's not relying on the bottom band. It's fine, right? But you need to also confirm it with the RSI, and you can also confirm it with, as I said, with a reversal. Okay, now reversal can be with a single candle or with formation. Okay, it's up to you, and I guess that everybody can figure their own way. I just don't want to get too specific. Okay, how to use the Bollinger Bands and how to use the RSI showed on the chart. I don't think we need to waste time and write down a description. For that, you have Google. Is there a chance that it looks different, right? Okay, how much money do I need to open to open 0.01? Okay, so let's take this question, and we're gonna see how much does it cost. So the first thing we actually gonna do is we're gonna click here on Palladium, and we're gonna change it to NASDAQ, also known as US Tech 100. Okay, we're gonna click here on Buy, and we're simply gonna, oh, it's already on it. Oh, nice. And we're gonna see how much does it cost to acquire 0.01. So I'm gonna put down here a couple of things. We have price per unit. We have quantities amount. Okay. And we have here the leverage. Oh, sorry. First we have the value, then we have the leverage, then we have the margin impact or margin requirement. Now, the price per share, it's an indice. The price per indice is 17,901. Okay, no problem. And quantities amount is, well, 1. We can all understand why it's 1, right? Because with one lot, look, I've changed it. Maybe I've done it too fast. If I put one lot, just because I want to see how much is on one lot, I can also do it from here, right? Gonna click on instrument details, and it's going to show me that one lot is 100 units. Perfect. It's also showing me the sellers and the buyers. Now sellers are taking over, right? Yeah, so one lot is 100. So 1% is 1. Out of 100, it's 1, right? Therefore, the value, let me just give you the equation here, price per unit times quantities, which brings me down to 17,901 multiply 1 equals the same, right? I'm gonna change that, don't worry guys, I'm gonna do another exercise. Okay, and the leverage is 1 to 20. Okay, leverage multiplies buying and selling. Okay, which means that with the same logic, we can simply put down here 17,901 divided by 20, right? Which brings me down, just a second, 17,901 divided by 20 to my actual requirement, to my margin requirement. Okay, now as you can see, it's a bit different here because the price moved, but the idea stays the same. This is one. We're gonna have another one. We're gonna do it a bit differently, and we're gonna take 25 units. Oh, that's not bad. Not bad at all. About now. Okay, sure. We'll have 5. Okay, so we have 5 now. We have 5 now, so that's times 17,901 times 5 brings us to nearly 90,000. Let's do 89,475. Okay, I hope everybody's understanding what I'm doing. Otherwise, you can tell me and I will explain. So we're going to take the value and divide it by the leverage. Okay, so we're going to do it together. This is how much it's worth. We're going to do 89,475 divided by 20, which is very close to the figure we're seeing here. I see it keeps on bouncing. That's fine. Okay, so this is how much I need, guys. This is practically how much I need. Do we have any questions, guys? This is your chance. Any questions? Is there something that is not understood? Any questions, guys? Will it work with currencies also? Yes, Philip. Yeah, of course, Philip. This will work with currencies as well. No issues. You're just gonna multiply. Listen, you're just gonna multiply. Just gonna multiply the. If in one lot you have 100,000, right? You have 100,000. You acquire 100,000, and the price now is 065,718. Okay, you multiply that price by 100,000. How much you get? This is how much you get, right? Because you have leverage, you need just 20% out of it, 5% out of it, right? It's also showing you that here. It's also showing you that here. You see, 5%, just 5% out of the value. Simple, very, very simple. This will work with anything: currencies, commodities, stocks, indices, whatever you want. Okay, you can jot it down. You can jot it down if you want. But there is really no need because, like I said, the webinar is recorded, guys. You can just go to YouTube later on, pause the video, write down whatever you want. I just want to carry on with these guys. Are there any questions about that segment, about that question? Any questions? About strategies best to use. Kate, you're asking me a question that I'm receiving daily. Kate is asking if you can teach us which strategy is the best to use. I'm going to tell you up front, Kate, I'm not a big fan of the word strategies, okay? Because strategies, there are thousands of strategies, but it depends on you. Eventually, I don't know which strategy will be best for you because you can custom your own strategy, right? You can see which strategy is best for you, but we'll see. We'll see if we have time. We'll speak about it. Because to teach you a strategy, to teach here a strategy, we need half an hour just for that, and we have roughly 18 left. But okay, we'll see. We'll see. No problem. Thank you for the question. Thank you very much. Yeah, but questions about this, guys, I think we pretty much covered that, right? What we needed to, we've done that. That's fine. Let's just write it down somehow. Maybe this way. Would it make sense if we do it this way? Let's see. I hope so. It seems like it's complicated things. But we can make it a little smaller, I guess. There we go. Is it possible to trigger take profit with a loss? Yeah, that's most definitely possible, guys. I'm going to show you how now. Right, so who knows what the take profit is doing? What is the take profit doing? Guys, what the take profit is doing, anybody knows the solution for that? Otherwise, I'll teach you what the take profit is doing. That's completely fine. Let's pick ourselves a nice pair to use, maybe USD versus Canadian. Not bad, not bad at all. Okay, let's change it to 0.1. Just going to increase that by 100. Right, but it's showing me the result here. Something here. Let's make it 610. Okay, that's just 100 pips, but still it's giving us a hustle. Okay, right. Now, how is the take profit? So the take profit, let me just write it down. Pending orders. Execute when price hits, take profit and stop loss. Okay, Igor, you're asking, would you use a custom indicator or only the default ones? For example, like auto falling consolidations area or more advanced? It depends on what I'm planning to achieve, Igor. I'll be honest with you, most of my analysis, if you would sit next to me and you would see my own charts, you will see that most of my levels are placed for, just a second, I'll show you that. But let's make a deal. Listen, let's make a deal. This is a wonderful question, but let's make a deal. First, I'm sorting out that question so I don't get drifted and then I won't have time to explain to you. First, let me sort that question. Kate, I didn't forget about you either, don't worry. So I'm just gonna sort out that question and we're gonna carry on with ease, okay? Do we have any more? We do have any more, but this one will take me less than a minute, okay? I'm just gonna show here if it's possible to trigger, because I understand that this question, okay? Execute per price hits. Okay, so this one is setting a price that can trigger a position depending on buy or sell. This one closes, yeah, closing the position if reaching price, the closing, okay, the difference is closing the position with a profit and closing the position with a loss. Super simple. How is this even possible to close the position with a take profit on a loss? Okay. Let's say that I want to open it at 585 as an example, and my take profit will be at 580. You see what happened here? I can click here buy and set it, right? Now, this is oftenly happens when I can set the stop loss under my position as it's moving. Okay, as it's moving. There is also something called trailing stop, which is the other way around. So let's suppose I took a buy, it went up a little higher. Let's suppose that it got into here. Okay, now I'm saying I understand that it can go down, right? So let's suppose that it got into the white line, and I mark in this. Let's suppose that my area has gotten to here. Okay, that wheat has gotten to here. And right now I understand that wheat can go down. I just don't want it to go down for me to break even or have a loss. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change my stop loss to 592. Okay, let's suppose that I'm buying here really and my take profit isn't that bad. Let's suppose that it's something more, something better. Okay. And then I say, okay, if it reaches that level, I'm going to put my stop loss as 592. Okay, does it make sense? Now, as you can see, it doesn't let me do it. But if it would have been on that price and it would have gotten lower by $5, I would still make profits with the stop loss. Okay. The same way I can have a loss with a take profit. Very, very simple. Okay. Right. In other words, take profit and stop loss can be set dynamically as the position is opened. Okay, now Igor's question, what was it? Let's see. Did I paste it? I didn't paste it yet. I'm gonna do it now. Okay, what about that? Okay, let's see. The default. Okay, so that depends what I'm planning to achieve. And as I was about to say, if you would sit next to me when I'm trading, you will see that most of my levels are already prepared for the week, and all I have to do before taking a position is just to find the right place to just a second. This doesn't look right. I'm missing here something. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so basically all I have to do, because it's true that the market is changing. It's true that the market is changing, and in every segment you can see something else. That's completely correct. However, all of those segments for themselves has their own averages and their own statistics. So if I'm looking at something special is not a word I would use. Exceptional. If I'm looking at something exceptional, I might need something exceptional. If I'm looking at something that is casual, right? Looking at something that is casual, then I don't have to use it. It's up to you. You can use the indicators that you want. My agenda is every indicator has its own purpose. ATR has a purpose, RSI has a purpose, Fibonacci has, Stochastic has, they all has their own purpose. Okay, so if you can achieve your purpose using the default one, go ahead. If you have to adjust it, let's suppose that I'm using an ATR as an example, right? And I don't want to go 14. I'm not bothered by what happened. We'll look in the days. I'm not bothered by the past 14 candles. I'm just bothered by the past, let's say I'm a day trader. I'm just bothered by the past 4. Okay, let's see, 11.4. Now I'm adjusting it back to 14. Will it look the same? No, $2 deviation, right? So that means, in other words, that you can adjust it in a way that makes sense to you. Okay, I did it, by the way, to capture this area, right? Okay, but that's a wonderful question, Igor. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, this is pretty much concluded, I guess, and I do want to send you the links. But first, I'm just going to give you here just the idea of how it works. A senior account manager can assist you plan, strategy, give you full support through the process depending on the account. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? That when you make a deposit and you get going, you can get full support from us, from AvaTrade. Okay, that depends on the account, that depends if you're eligible, but I'd highly recommend you to try the process. The reason is, the more our clients are successful, the more successful we are. Okay, as easy as it sounds. And the account manager doesn't charge you anything extra, so it's something worth trying. But it's not, I wouldn't put it under the title of mentorship process. Okay, it's more dedicated and devoted. Okay. Yeah. Now, I'm gonna send you this over the chat. I don't think that there is any other way to share it with you guys. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna paste it. That's the login and deposit. Like I said, one of the qualifications is just to make a deposit. Okay, there is no point to signing an account manager on an empty account. Okay, only when you get moving. This is the FAQ and the helps and tray. And that's for a real account. I guess some of you guys still playing around with demo, checking things, exploring, and that's completely fine. This is a link for a real account. This is for the Academy. I'm going to show you a nice trick how to get to the Academy from the web trader, so you don't have to go through links and so. Okay, so if you click in here, it's going to take you to the Academy, right? Very simple. And if you click on this, it's going to show you the nice. It's taking it sometimes. Okay, just a second. We're going to be patient with it. Well, doesn't seem to like us. It doesn't seem to like us. Most of the times it works quite fluently, but that's fine. Let's try it. Just a second. We're going to go back. What about now? Still okay. No. Maybe we'll need to take care of that. Okay, guys, we approximately have 3 minutes left. We have another question here. Hi, sir. More question. Doesn't AvaTrade provide accounts like? This is another very nice question, but unfortunately, I'm not gonna say Mong. I'm not gonna speak about that in the last 3 minutes that I have left, but I can just tell you, contact your personal senior account manager. Contact your senior account manager. I don't want to give you any public reply. Okay, it's very case depending. It's very case depending. Ask your senior account manager. I'm sure he'll have a nice answer for you, but not here. Okay, guys, so before we say goodbye, I would like us to, but we do have different kinds of accounts, but like I said, I'd rather not explain that all here in public. Just ask him and we'll see. Right, so I'm going to share with you this lovely promotion code. So as I said, you can get a senior account manager to help you, but this one make you eligible for at least 1-on-1 premium market review. That means that you can ask your senior account manager to sit with you for a full session without you to pay a penny. Okay, I'm just going to paste it here in the chat. Give it to your account manager after you've made a deposit. You will thank me later. And yeah, in the meantime, I wish you all a fruitful week. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate the people here helped me with such wonderful questions and answers. I wish you all to succeed. I hope you enjoyed. And that's it. Have a good week and a lovely day.